big bro. Thank you for coming on.
Man, I'm feeling great. Talking to you.
Feeling good.
I'm doing great.
You're coming into the city though, Vancouver, pretty soon.
Coming to the city this summer.
When and where? When and why?
Huh?
When and why?
So first of all, I've never been.
Yeah.
Secondly, also, I see that you treat your guests nice, man. They got the nice chairs and everything. I'm like, shoot.
Oh, when your brother came, Sebastian. So for anyone that doesn't know, Sebago is Olivier, the man we have on the pod today. Olivier Jean Charles, episode 12, enjoyour24. His brother is Sebago, and he was down here last 2 years ago. And man, we treated him well, bro. We treated him well.
I know. That's why I'm trying to come, man. Trying to get some of that treatment.
It's amazing. It's fuck me. Jonas Valanciunas is good. He's good, man. He's good. But yeah, man. Come down to the city. We'll hook you up. You'll chill with me and shit. Fucking. So how do we meet? So it was through Sebastian.
Man. Yep. So you and my bro played together in prep. You know, you guys were in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from there I got acquainted to like a whole bunch of his teammates, and you were one of them. Vibes. You still remember how we met, right? First time I seen you.
It was in Montreal, was it? I don't even remember.
Carabana.
Oh fuck. OVO Fest.
We met at Carabana, yes sir.
Yikes.
OVO Fest.
2015 OVO Fest. My God, bro. So I don't know if you remember this, but I tell this to everyone, bro. When we went to OVO Fest in 2015, literally, do you remember? Literally right before Drake came out, I lost my wallet. Do you remember that? And like,
we were looking for it, yeah. Or you had lost it before, but that's when you realized that you lost it.
Literally. And I'm fully convinced like someone stole it from me. But you know what happened? I was just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't even care.
Yo,
this is so lit.
Yo, that might have been like, we've been through this whole year with no like events and whatnot. That's one thing that I will encourage people that haven't done it, like go to concerts.
100%.
It changes your perspective.
It changes you as a man.
It changes everything, man.
I mean, bro, but Drake put on a good show, though, man. It's like
but I don't think you remember. There was everybody. Like I think we went the best year.
Literally the best concert that's ever happened in the past.
I think we had the best year.
So,
because if you think about it, like we went for 2. We went for 2 days.
First day and the second.
Right?
Day. Yeah.
And we're staying at a hotel on the lake shore.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And it was Drake, Kanye. I think Drake only came out the second day though.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. The first day it was J. Cole, Big Sean,
Party Next Door,
Kanye,
YG. I remember
YG
because he was like
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
And if was Future there? No,
Future was there. Future was there.
Came out to March Madness.
So the thing is, man, what Drake like on his advertisement it said second day Drake plus special guests. That's literally what it says, and it was just who the hell is that? You know, who are the special guests? And bro, I remember just before Kanye came out, we were just like chilling, right? And everyone in the crowd was like, it took like 10 minutes. Yeah, we were all speculating, like just, you know, doing the analytics of who it might be. Some dude was like, oh, it's Lil Wayne. Another dude was like, it's Jay-Z. Another dude was like, it's Kanye. And because what Drake said before, I don't know if you remember, he was like, the next person I'm going to bring out is like my mentor. He's my idol. So everyone's thought it was Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? And then literally like 10 minutes passed and they're setting up. And then the next thing you hear is fucking working, the fucking stronger, yo. Everyone, yo, fuck yeah,
yo. And he was he on a spaceship?
No, so he was like he had like the platform, but he was like under it. Like I don't know,
Yo,
like chilling on
it was ridiculous, man.
tricky, man.
Oh man, good
Bro,
times.
bro, if you come through, we're gonna give you some Persian tea, some of this right here. For
All
viewers
right,
that
bet,
can't see. Oh yeah.
bet.
It's pretty bitter,
I'm with it.
but man. So let's talk hoops, man. Let's talk hoops. Actually, I'm gonna introduce you. So actually you introduce yourself because you've done a lot of basketball, you've done a lot of coaching.
Mm,
Um, you're at Orangeville now, huh?
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah. I'm at Orangeville now.
tell me that process. Tell me, everything about coaching and how you got into it. Like, just lay it all out
Oh
for
man,
me. Let it out,
yeah.
bro.
So Coach O, um,
Coach O.
that's literally it. Toto. Yeah. So played basketball. Give you guys the spark notes. Played basketball. Um, uh, in college when I was at Vanier. And after that, just tried out for universities, find out I wasn't good, get cut, because it's part of life.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I just one day I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's my next step. What am I gonna do? And then after they tell me, oh, do you want to coach a grade 4 team, grade 5? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Surely enough, that was like 5 years ago. And I just started coaching, and I just never looked back since. It was like a joy of because you know what I tell people. I tell people that me getting cut was like me understanding that I wasn't good enough. And like once I understood that I wasn't good enough, it was because I wasn't taught. I told myself I want to be the best teacher for the next generation so they don't go through what I went through.
Mm,
You get what I'm saying? So that's where like the whole passion for teaching and just like stuff like that really came about.
mm.
Um, yeah, so coached in CJEPs colleges. CJEPs is I don't know if you have international people, but CJEPs is basically right after high school in Quebec. Like
It's
we
like a
have like
grade
that extra,
13. It's like a
basically
grade.
a prep, almost like a prep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did high school, did youth, um, did college, did university, and now I'm at probably the my biggest challenge coming up. The number one prep school in Canada. You
Orange.
know,
Oh yeah. Fuck.
Orangeville.
They're nice, huh?
It's pretty fun, man. Very grateful for the opportunity.
How'd you get that?
Um,
I mean, you've been coaching for a while, so I mean, it's not like you
mm,
randomly just applied and got it. You do have a track history, but like, what was the process like of applying? And
so it was just like for real. If you want certain things, certain jobs, it's you have to put yourself out there. So I had already reached out to a couple of people over at Orangeville, and at one point, what happened was when they were in need of someone to come in, they contacted me. Right, so it was just because I was just annoying with it,
mm,
either phone calls, text messages, emails, all that stuff. I was just like um, very persistent about it. So um, when the pandemic hit, and I started struggling a little bit, not knowing if like basketball was ever going to be a thing for me, if I was going to be able to make it a thing, because in Quebec you don't really have that much support. You don't really have the funds to give coaches and stuff like that. So most of the coaches that I know, after a while, they kind of branch out into other things because they go into survival mode, right?
mm,
They're trying to feed themselves, feed the families, and stuff like that. By a certain age, some of them start having their own kids, and then they can't really like do the basketball if it's not paying them in that way, right? So I was at a weird place when the pandemic hit, where I was talking with a couple of my mentors, I guess, older coaches, and I told them, "Yo, how can I make this a career? What's my next step?" They told me, "Yo, quite honestly, if you can leave Quebec," like they told me that.
mm.
And I was very stubborn. I was always like, I could make it if I stay in Quebec and stuff like that. But the reality is, there's not enough backup. There's not enough. The infrastructure is not in place now. So
Mm.
I took it upon myself to leave and to help create other opportunities for the coaches, for the players in Quebec. Um, just by being the best version, taking risks, being the best version of myself, and it's been paying off so far.
Shit, man, it really has. It's
Mhm.
surprising though that you say Quebec doesn't have that infrastructure because for one, like being from Vancouver, I know for a fact that Quebec does have more talent and has more
Mm-hmm.
really good basketball players coming out of Quebec,
Yeah.
even more so than Vancouver. Vancouver's
Mm-hmm.
coming up, but it's still, very, Toronto's superior, and then I would
Mm-hmm.
say Quebec, and then Alberta, and then even, I mean, Vancouver and Alberta are sort of the same. I mean, BC and Alberta are sort of the same.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. So you're in Toronto now.
Yeah. So the reality is like you have the best athletes.
Mm,
I'm just gonna say it. Quebec, we got the best athletes,
yeah, you do.
but they're not like in Canada, but they're not giving those same opportunities. So the ones that actually make it, they have to leave.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They have to leave, right? So
Even
you
even
see
yeah,
come
even
again?
even in BC, like if you're good, you got to get out of here.
You gotta get out.
You got to get out.
And that's the only thing. Like Canada's so close, but you'll notice that the players that will do the most on the international stage, whether it's for Team Canada or in the NBA, most of them will have gone through a pathway of they went to either a prep school. Most of them will probably go to Orangeville, the school where I'm at, and
Mm,
then they'll go into a D1 in the US or whatever, and then that's how they make their name. But it's very hard. We had one last year though. I got to give a shout out because that has never been done before. Kareem Main went to CJEP in Quebec and he wasn't drafted. He declared for the draft from there, but was still able to get on an NBA roster. So that was unheard of before.
fuck.
Yeah, it's it's
That's
it's
insane.
something, and I think it's I don't know what it is, but it's more like Canada as a general has to understand that they're the best part and what makes Canada so strong is that it's so diverse.
Mm,
When you have all these immigrants that start coming in, what happens is that they're in a situation where a lot of them are very invested in sports.
mm,
So use that to your advantage. Put money to place. Understand that immigration is a big thing. Put money into place in those different fields.
mm,
But they're not doing that. They're kind of like playing it safe, I guess.
mm.
And I don't know if you noticed, there's not that much money put in sports.
Not
If it's
really.
not hockey, if it's not
Hockey,
hockey, we don't want it.
hockey is like, if you're a hockey player, then you have resources. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you live in Canada, you play hockey, you have, and you're good, they'll
Hmm.
they'll help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll help you get there. But I don't know, man. Like a lot of times people are saying, Canada's catching up to the States. I still feel like there's a huge discrepancy.
Huge gap.
I still think so. I mean, look at it, man. They had AAU ball happening like 3 months ago, and we were still fucking like,
Yo.
oh, like fucking can't go there, can't do that.
Yo,
Like right
listen,
now in
listen,
practice,
listen.
but like that's the thing. When I'm coaching right now in practice, we can't do competition. We can literally do. I'll tell you what we do, man. What we're allowed to do is 3-man weave to a two on one back. So the person that hits the layup on,
Hmm.
on the weave and
Hmm.
run back on defense. But then even when the two offensive players are going back, they get one pass only. I mean, it is a two-on-one, so it is essentially what you need to be working on anyways. It is a fast
Yeah.
break two-on-one, but like it's like absolutely not more than one pass because of COVID.
Meanwhile,
Like
I've seen 10K people fill out a gym to watch Mikey Williams play a AAU game in the US.
I love the States. I love the States. I don't
I'm
know about
telling
you.
you.
I don't know where you stand with like, this whole COVID and, anti-vax and masks and stuff like that, but I'm fully on board with the States. I love what they're doing. Like Texas, Florida, just fucking getting it. I love it, man.
Yo, it's ridiculous.
because
It's crazy.
because dude, the thing is, I was talking to my friend about this. At least people in the States have a choice. You know what I mean? At least they have the choice of either, they don't have to go out. They don't have to go to these things. You know what I mean? They don't
Hmm.
have to wear a mask. If you want to wear a mask, by all means, you can wear a mask. If you don't want to go to this fucking, beach party, don't go. But at least give the people a choice,
A choice. Yeah. I think that's what we don't like over here. It's just like we had no choice.
We have
Like
no
think about
choice.
it. March 2020. Now, as we're doing this, we're in May. We're
May,
end of
yeah,
May.
end of
Like,
May.
think about it. That's a full 12. That's 15 months
Fuck,
indoors.
man.
15 indoors.
And just it's so like I'm over it, man. I'm really like I'm like I understand like some people are,
I don't think people understand the impact that has had. Like, there's so many athletes. There's so many kids that dropped out of school because of this.
mm,
Like, a lot of them, their main reason for going to school was sports.
shit.
It's crazy. The dropout rates, if you pay attention to them, they went down. They went up. Sorry.
It went up, yeah, yeah. Man, that's what it's the mental aspect of COVID at this point is getting worse than the physical. In my opinion,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
like people are losing. People are just getting more anxious, more depressed, and bro, I can't even like begin to understand how like last year like grade 12 kids felt missing a
Man.
especially those guys that were on like the cusp of becoming a college player and want to play the next level. It's like
Mm.
I fully feel for them, and like that's the thing, like whenever I go coach my U17 U18 kids, I'm not as hard as I should be on them,
Mm.
and I think that's wrong, but I just can't help myself to do it because I feel so sorry for them, man. I feel
Yo.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
I empathize and sympathize with them more than anything, especially those,
Mm.
right? Like, so
There's a lot of people that have been lost. Like, think about it this way. Okay, I'll give you an example. Um, you some the people that are good per se were the ones that committed in 2019. Okay, committed to their schools, to their D1s or whatever. Okay, look at it this way. So the NCAA went on last year. Okay, so let's say I have somebody who didn't get signed, let's say in 2020. Okay, this is what happened in the NCAA this year. The seniors get 1 year, their year back. Like, the year that just played basically doesn't count. So now think about it. If I'm an incoming guy, I didn't get to sign by the 1920 season,
mm,
right? The seniors get to play their full year and get their year back. So now what's happening is coaches are not even looking at incoming freshmen.
fuck.
They're looking for that transfer portal. In the US, that's what's going on right now.
So it's essentially throwing the senior kids out of high school a year, like they're getting pushed back, like
They're
they're
a year pushed back. And to make it worse, we're, as a culture, you got to think about it this way. As a culture, we're always on to the next new thing, right?
mm,
So those guys who didn't get signed, are you looking at those guys who haven't played for a year? Or are you looking at an incoming high school guy? If you're a recruiter, what are you looking at?
the guy that hasn't played.
Think about it. Are you gonna look at that one kid who didn't get a chance to sign, who basically is not gonna get a scholarship or is not gonna get looked at because the seniors, people are getting those transfer seniors?
Mm,
That kid's gonna get forgotten, and coaches and recruiters are automatically going to start looking at the next wave. So right now they're looking at 2022 kids.
mm.
So if you're stuck in the 2020, 2021, there's a huge chance that you're forgotten. Like, people are not looking at you.
You're in like the gray area of
The gray area.
mm.
It's a whole mess, man.
I mean, the thing is though, even those kids are young, man. Like you can, unless I mean, there is a timer with NCAA, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
with like Canada and like the Pac West and the leagues here and stuff like that, like the CCAA.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no timer. You can go back when you're fucking 30 and go play. You know what I mean? So there's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
just, it sucks, man. It fucking I don't even.
That's in Canada. In Canada, I know there's no timer, but in the US there is.
There is as soon as you
That's
graduate,
right.
it's like you're on the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Man, the NBA season though. I what do you think? Like I'm totally like what the hell is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So I spoke on a couple podcasts at the beginning of the year, and I was mentioning how important it was to have a deep team. Okay, especially this year, because you don't know what's going on with you don't know going into the season. We didn't know how the COVID pandemic was going to affect, what were the protocols and all that stuff. You didn't know how injuries were. Also, don't forget you had a shortened season, so you
sure.
didn't want to overplay guys. So I mentioned how important it was to have a deep roster. What you'll notice is that a lot of teams have deep rosters this year. The teams that are in the playoffs have deep teams. But towards the end of the season, what happens is that they have to shorten their rotation.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. You have to shorten your rotation because somebody's going to have to take the bulk of the minutes and whatnot. Okay.
7 guys at most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it got 7, 8
7, 8.
depends.
Yeah.
Some teams, yeah. Where it gets a little bit dicey, I guess, it's because of the situation, the scheduling and everything. Um, there was no practices.
Right.
So basically, it's almost like you're taking your team, you're throwing them out there, and you're just like, "Yo, go play,"
Right.
kind of thing. There wasn't as many practices as coaches would have liked because the season was shortened.
Mm.
So now you're basically in situations where you can't practice as much. So that's where the discrepancies and like the records kind of happen. We saw Utah and Phoenix finish at the top, right?
Mm.
The teams that, if we had to take a guess at the beginning of the season, it's probably not what we would have envisioned, right? What we saw at the end. So what happened is that there was no time for preparation in between games, kind of thing, right? So that kind of showed in the final records because there was kind of like a gap, I guess, some teams had a stronger schedule than the other. And then it was just a weird like little thing. But all this to say just that the regular season doesn't reflect what's supposed to happen in the playoffs. So
the Wizards had a 0.6% chance of making the playoffs at the start of the year. They make the playoffs. Lakers at the top of the Western Conference fall into the play-in tournament. It's just like, I mean, it's crazy, man. Like I mean, LeBron and AD did get injured, and
yeah,
I don't even want to talk. Like, I'm a Lakers guy. You're a Lakers guy too, right?
yeah, Bron, definitely a Bron guy.
Today's game is absolutely everything that pisses me off about the Lakers. What the fuck are they doing? Half the time, no,
Yeah.
their offense is so ugly. It's disgusting. It's so bad. When I
Yeah.
watch them, I'm like LeBron has the ball 90% of the time, dribble, 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 post up. He gets in the paint, kick out for 3. And if you don't hit the threes off of LeBron's kickouts, you're done. You're fucking done. The Lakers offense is so bad, man, and like it's hard to watch the whole season. It's like, AD, I don't know what's wrong with that guy. That guy sucks. He sucks, man. He's so soft. Do you think AD is fool's gold, man? Has he been fucking with us the whole like these past years? Has he been messing with us? Like, is he just not a good player?
No, I think no. He's definitely a top, depending on the year, right? He's definitely everybody's top 10. Most of the times people see him almost as a top 5 player. I think where it gets a little bit weird is because there's kind of like that balance in between of you're 6'11", do your damage in the post and like kind of settling for shots. I think that's what the perspective kind of is, right? But it's a little bit weird with the Lakers because I think what they might have to start doing is they might have to stagger AD and Drummond. Like I think when it's 4 out, 1 in, I think you have way more space. And the Lakers are lucky; they have like 10 guys who could create. They have 10 guys, not create at a high clip, but that could make plays off the dribble. And I think they might have to start thinking about stuff like that. And now you're looking at the playoffs, it's going to be matchups. That's the main thing. It's going to be matchups,
But the thing is, Andre Drummond is so useless. He's one of the most useless basketball. Like,
because you're looking at him offensively.
What does he do on the court? Like, he doesn't even really rebound. Like, if you watch him
defensively, he's elite.
Is he though? Like,
elite rebounder.
man, I don't
Elite.
know. Like watching him on TV, he doesn't even look that big though. He's like he's not like. And I remember like earlier in the season when he was like, talks of him like getting moved. Every analyst was like, "Yo, whoever gets Andre Drummond, like they're winning the chip." That's complete bull crap. Andre, like no, but today when he was playing, what did he do? I'm just sitting. I'm just like he has no place in the game. He
Today
has
was
no
a
place.
overall from start to finish. It was a weird game because I could see that. Well, traditionally, LeBron teams usually don't dominate game one. Usually, game one, LeBron feels things out, and then game two, game three. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers rip off three straight.
Just get absolutely pissed.
I would not be surprised that they win three straight in a row. But um, it was just a weird game from start to finish because the Lakers are kind of like the Lakers are the favorite, but they start off away, right?
Hmm.
So then after the Suns use all that adrenaline, they go on the lead, and then Chris Paul gets hurt, and it's weird. But I saw when Chris Paul got hurt, I kind of felt like LeBron was like, oh, like I see, like when you watch LeBron, you can kind of tell when he's in it and when he's not.
Yeah.
I could kind of tell that like he kind of checked out of that game at that point. It was
Well,
very weird, but like I just saw him like, yo, CP got hurt. Like it was a weird thing. Like I just saw it real quickly. And then it was just like weird. Like CP was injured. Like
I
it
actually
was.
I actually disagree with you on that, man, because for some reason I've always felt like LeBron is like the ultimate manipulator in the sense that he becomes friends with guys just to have that mental edge over them in big games like this. Like, for example, like have you ever had a game where you go into a game knowing the other team a little bit more, like the other team's best player, you're
Mhm,
more friendly, so you're more comfortable in a sense.
mhm.
Have you ever had that as a player?
I've had, yeah,
You
I've
know what I
had.
mean? Like the other guy, like you dap each other up before the game. You talk about like what
Mhm,
you're gonna do on the weekend,
mhm,
shit like that, and then you go into the game, so you feel more comfortable.
mhm,
And I feel like LeBron, because he doesn't have that, I don't know what it is. I just feel like he knows how to like, have that. And that's the thing with like him and Draymond and Steph Curry. Like he like, he's buddy buddy with them, and it kind of like I feel like it calms him down in games, knowing that he's like boys with the other
mhm.
players.
That's
You
it.
know what
That's
I
an
mean? Like
interesting
if that makes
perspective.
any sense, you know?
No, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I just don't know if that was the specific case. I think like in that moment, I think when CP went down, it was just weird because like I didn't see LeBron take advantage of it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like CP has a bad shoulder. Okay, let me make CP guard me. I didn't see him call anybody, like attack the fact that CP had. Usually in the NBA they attack matchups, right? I didn't see him call the person that was being guarded by CP to come set a screen for him. Oh, let me attack CP on the drive.
Because he's
You know what I'm saying? It was just weird.
yeah, but Chris CP was also capping though. Like nothing happened to him. Like he was acting like he got shot in the fucking shoulder. It's like when I watched
But
the replay, I'm like, bro, get up, man. Like you're such a cat.
but what I'm gonna say about that though is I think as a young team, like the Phoenix Suns were very excited. That's a lot of emotional energy to spend on a game.
Hmm.
I think that next game, I think the Lakers, like if the Lakers win by 20, I think there's a high chance that the Lakers win by 20 that next game. And the reason behind this is just because like one, you take the preparation, you take the coaching staff for the Lakers,
Hmm.
you know, they're gonna make the adjustments. I just think that now Phoenix, like you overreacted on a win, you know.
A little
I
bit.
think it could come back. That's just me. That's just my opinion. I think it might come back.
Chris Paul's gonna let them know that they shouldn't overreact though. Like if there's anyone in the league that knows not to overreact after one win is Chris Paul. So I feel
Right. So Chris Paul might be the X factor.
you know what I mean. So
Mm-hmm.
that's huge. That's huge,
Mm-hmm.
especially because they're so young, like you said. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like the thing with the Lakers, every time I watch them, every loss for the Lakers makes me feel like it's over. It's done. Like in my like after watching today, I'm fully convinced that the Lakers are toast. Like they're like gone.
Really?
Like, I don't know what it is. Like usually like teams like they can lose a game. They can like, you know, lose a playoff game and played well and showed signs, but like I don't know what it is, man. The Lakers just like defeat you. Like they just disappoint you. Like the way they
Mm-hmm.
play, and I don't know. It's and then
Yeah.
LeBron doesn't look 100%. Like he looks slow. Like he's old.
Yeah.
He
I don't
just
want to
looks
say
old.
this,
He's
but
just looking old.
this was the year, man, when I saw it. Like I was like,
Like
yeah,
this.
he did something looks wrong. Like he's not running the same way.
Do you
Like
think that's because
LeBron.
he has a lot of other things going on, just like outside of basketball, like with the world and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that? He has a lot on his mind. You think?
Mm-hmm. It's just weird, man. But I don't think physically it just looks different.
Looks different, huh? It just
Yeah,
looks different.
I'll give you that.
Like he's like he can't even back down Mikal Bridges like at this point. Like like he wasn't moving Mikal Bridges, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. And then man, AD's a fake tough guy in my opinion. He's a fake confidence type of guy. When he hits a couple shots, he'll get into himself. He'll start getting confident, but I don't know, man. Like he has Jay Crowder on him, and he's like fading away from like
Mm,
like he's taking him off the dribble and like doing like a fadeaway floater and stuff like
yeah,
that. And it's just like AD, man, you're 6'11" and you're pretty big. You're not like a skinny guy. Like you're pretty beefy. Like you're like 260. Like
I think they come out. I think they come out game.
I hope so, man.
I think they come out game
And
two.
bro, I was so ready to trash Devin Booker because I think he's one of the most overrated players in the NBA.
Book
I think he is, but
Book is elite.
he is elite. But something about him, man, it just doesn't put the fear of God in me. And I hate saying
Book is elite.
I hate saying that now after what happened today. But something about him and Jason Tatum, they don't do anything for me. It's just I don't know what it is. I cannot explain to you. I was literally thinking of the words to bring up and like describe them to you, but I can't. It's just something about them doesn't captivate me in like the fear of God. I don't know. you know? Okay, give me your top.
Seems like you have problem with light skins.
I mean, I don't. I love Steph Curry. I love that guy. Okay, let's actually talk
Hmm.
about this. Let's talk about this. I want to get into it. Give me your top 10 players right now in the league.
Top 10 players in order.
In order, yeah.
Oof.
In order.
I'm having an argument right now. Actually, top 10 players in order of MVP status or dominant. What are we looking at?
See, that's where it gets subjective. I mean, hmm. It's like almost personal preference at this point. When you
Yeah.
you ask people about their
Okay.
top tens and their rankings, it's very biased. And so I mean it's up to like what do you
Okay. I'm
what do you
actually writing them down. So I'm going LeBron
wow. Right off the top, LeBron number one.
off the top. Nobody has proven. Here's the thing, though. Nobody has proven that they could. He's the first of all. He's the reigning champ. He's a reigning champ. First of all, nobody has proven that they could dominate the game as he does. I'm going LeBron. I'm going KD at number two.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Curry at number three. Number four, Joel Embiid
Mm-hmm.
at number four. Number five, I am going Giannis. Number 6, I'm going James Harden. Number 7, I'm going Devin Booker. Nope. Jason Tatum.
God.
Jason Tatum.
All right.
Jason
I mean,
Tatum.
you got to put him in top 10. Yeah. I mean,
4,
I'm
5,
not
6, 7.
mad.
Tatum. I think Book cracks my top 10, but the last 3, I'm gonna say,
Dame's got to be in there at some point.
yeah.
Dame's got to be top
I
10.
put James Harden after Giannis.
No, no, Damian Lillard.
They, ooh, hold on.
That's what I'm saying, man. You cannot put Jason Tatum or Devin Booker over Damian Lillard.
No,
I don't
okay.
care what.
What's your list?
I got a top 5 right now. Steph,
Yeah,
I
Steph
think
number 1.
absolutely. I think he's it's weird how good he is. Jokic. You don't
Oh,
even have Jokic in there. I just
ooh, but
realized
it's hard to do it off the top because
because
when you look at it like that, like it makes, yeah.
he's a low key guy. He doesn't have ID.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't really see. Yeah, okay. So I got Steph, Jokic, KD. KD could when KD's healthy, I would put him best player in the world. But since he's
Okay.
missed a lot of games, I'll put him third. Joel Embiid, Giannis. I'm not the biggest Giannis fan because he always chokes in the playoffs. He can't shoot. That's one thing about. That's one thing that really turns me off about players is when they can't shoot, they automatically drop in my mind. Because
Mhm.
man, if you can't shoot, you're you're such a liability on the court.
Mhm.
And in this day and age, if you can't shoot over
Shooting is a separator.
like if you can't shoot at least 35%, you I just feel like you have a deficit. You
Yeah.
That's why Ben Simmons, I will never put him in my top 10. Never.
Mm.
Giannis, I'll put him there because I know I'll get shit if I don't. I really don't want to, but like
Mm. I got my 10 though.
you got your 10?
I got my 10.
Okay. Let's hear it.
It's a tough one. I'm going Braun number 1, KD number 2, Curry's gonna be number 3, Embiid number 4, Giannis number 5, Dame number 6, Kawhi number 7,
Mm.
James Harden. Oof, James Harden fell down, but yeah, just based on how he's playing right now, I'm going James Harden number 8. I'm going Jokic number 9, and I think I'm going Book as number 10. Okay, I'm going Book number 10.
Something about Book, man. I don't know.
Book's a bucket. Like I think for the top 10, just entering it, I think one of the two has to make it. And like I'm still struggling in between Book and Tatum. So you can make the argument for both in my opinion.
I don't know. It's funny. It's crazy. The other day I was coaching. Kids are like, they were like imitate, like they were doing a sidestep, like 3, and they're like Tatum, like they're Jason Tatum sidestep 3. Like it's like he's like their he's like
Yo, I'm telling you.
he's like the guy for the younger age at this
I'm
point.
telling you.
He's like getting there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about the man just doesn't put the fear in me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But my top 10. I hate to not put LeBron in top 5 because I am a Lakers guy and I love LeBron. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
notice how I didn't put AD?
Thank you. I wouldn't even put
But I think what it is, I think to a certain point, it's hard because like now all the stars are playing together. You know, like because people can make argument for Kyrie. Can make argument for Kyrie.
Kyrie's
You know,
disgusting.
it becomes tricky when they all start playing together because now the star the star potential kind of like is not fully unleashed.
get
You get what I'm saying?
covered with the other stars and just
Right, right,
put
right,
in like the yeah.
right.
Kyrie was my guy, man. Like in Cleveland when he was with LeBron that year when he dropped
Mm-hmm.
something against the Spurs. Oh my God, he was
Mm-hmm.
absolutely disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But him, man, it's just I don't know. He has his. I don't like the fact that he takes. I'm a very. I take it personally. Like I don't know with that with giving my top 10. It's like a an emotional thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I fully admit it. I Steph, in my opinion, is number one. It's almost
Mm-hmm.
weird how good that is, man.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't like to. I don't want to like discourage anyone, but I don't care how much you practice on your shot and how many reps you get. No one will ever be even close as a good shooter as you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's like, I mean, it's nuts. Like every time he shoots it, it's like it like the ball not going in is actually more of a surprise than
Yo, every time he shoots it, I'm like, cash. I say it, cash. Like it's scary how good he is, man.
it's like annoying. It's like weird.
Yeah, but like, what really helped me though is that I stopped because he went against LeBron for all these years.
Mm.
What really helped me was like appreciate him. You
Mm.
know, like I find like a lot of people kind of like have their guy, and then they automatically means that they have to hate everybody else. Nah, man, just appreciate.
Dude, we are never gonna see anything like this guy again.
You know,
And I'm like sad that I missed like some of his games this year and I didn't get to watch it.
yeah. No, I'm telling you.
Like
But yeah, I keep cutting you off. Your top 10.
right. So I got Steph,
Yep.
Jokic. As of today, like as of
Yep.
today, how they played the whole year. I got Steph,
Yep.
Jokic, KD, Joel Embiid, Giannis, LeBron, um, Kawhi, James, Harden, and then hold on, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My last two. I mean, just pick. I don't even care. But I guess okay, Jason Tatum and
At a certain point, it's almost like they have to be in there. Like, isn't it scary how
Chris
like
Paul.
Harden and Jokic get all the way down? Isn't it crazy? How like Harden is like as explosive as Harden is
The thing is,
because he doesn't have his own team. He's
that's what I
not.
mean. Yeah, exactly what you said. Because
Yeah.
he's with KD and like he can't. Even if he is dominant, you can't. You almost can't put two Brooklyn guys. I mean, you can, but like,
Mhm. If they're not playing the same position, like because you remember when LeBron joined the Lakers, they were like LeBron and AD, they got two top five players, remember? But the media does that. They say things, right? But you remember the media was always like, yo, they have like two top five players. I guess the only way that you can kind of like do it is if it's like, Kobe Shaq, LeBron AD.
mm,
Like they can't be playing the same, I guess, position. And now the way that basketball is, like everybody's kind of like has the ball in their hands, playmaker kind of thing.
mm,
So it's like if you put LeBron and KD on the same team, it's kind of hard to be like, yo, this guy's substantially better than the other one.
mm,
So, like, I guess it's like the positions can't be the same, can't be similar.
you
You
got
know,
completely different positions. Because yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking about.
no, I get it. I get it.
Mhm.
If you put LeBron on the Nuggets, though,
If you put LeBron on the Nuggets,
wait,
I think LeBron is in the top five, but it also elevates Jokic to the top too.
how about this?
But it could go both ways. Jokic could also not get as many touches and not be able to showcase much. Notice Jokic's game went up when Murray went down. He was handling the ball more.
Yeah, man, LeBron would love Jokic. He would
Yeah,
like having a guy like that that can shoot the three, work the playmaker. Like if best passer, like one of the best passers, if not the best passer in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Man, think about it. Think about this though. If you take out Jokic and put LeBron on the Nuggets, do they make the finals? Think about it. Michael Porter Jr. on the wing,
Mm-hmm.
long defender, can get a bucket. You know, you got a couple guys like let's just say Jamal Murray didn't get injured. LeBron has Murray, a playmaking scoring guard. Um, you know, who else you got? Will Burns, scrappy 3-and-D guy.
Mm. It's kind of hard to say because the Lakers team right now is constructed around LeBron. If you take LeBron and put him on another team, the team is not constructed to fit his strengths. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of like catch and shoot guys and defenders on the Lakers right now. If you pay attention to it, you'll see like Caruso, Wesley Matthews, KCP.
Hmm.
Like these are like defenders. That's the main thing.
And traditionally, that's what LeBron's had in his career, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just guys that can hit the open shot,
Yeah,
defend,
catch and shoot guys
shoot.
and guys that play defense. That's
That's
it.
what I mean, man. Like if the Lakers, like if you can't hit threes when you're on the Lakers basketball team right now,
Mm-hmm.
your offense is done because that's
Yeah,
all their offense is. It's
because look at it this way. Look at it. I'll give you the exact thing. Okay, so remember we all know LeBron used to put up numbers. We know Westbrook used to put up numbers when he was with his team or whatever. What we found was that if somebody has to average close to a triple double every game, that literally means that the rest of the team is not that good. That's all it means, man. It means that the guys are not able to create their own shot.
Mm,
They're either catch and shoot guys that rely on that one player to score. So then you have options. You decide, okay, we're gonna let the main guy, score all the baskets, and we're not gonna let anybody off. So we're gonna tell, oh, LeBron, yo, go for 60 type thing. You know? Or you actually tell yourself, well, nobody else is gonna get their shot off if LeBron doesn't do anything. You get what I'm saying? Like
right.
there's different ways to attack games like that.
I think that's the blessing and the curse with LeBron, man. He attracts so much attention to himself, and that opens up guys for shots. But at the same time, imagine playing with him. Like you're standing around 80% of the time, knowing that he will make a play for you, and then when it's time for you to make your own play, you're like, oh fuck, what do I do? You know what I mean?
It's a whole mentality thing, yeah.
You know, and like I think there's so many like benefits and cons of playing with LeBron. I just think like a lot of guys like you said, like Caruso, Caldwell Pope, Wesley Matthews,
Mm-hmm.
all those guys, like when it comes down for them to like put it on the floor, make a play, it's sort of like in the back of their head, they're in the back of their mind, they're almost, stalled to what they can do because they've been reverting to LeBron so many times.
Right. Right.
And I don't know. It's a really complex thing.
That's why Kyrie was so good. Because Kyrie was a scoring guard.
Kyrie didn't give a
Kyrie,
fuck. He was
Kyrie would take so many shots that it doesn't play. It's not in his short-term memory. But when you're taking maybe 6 shots a game, right?
You better
It's
hit.
tough. You miss one.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. You miss the second one. You miss the third. You're like, oh man, I'm off.
Yeah.
There's a big difference to value when you're shooting 6 times a game to when you're shooting 18. Right? You're shooting 18 shots a game. You could score 30. But for you to score 30 with 6 shots, you literally have to be near perfect. It's a mental thing. There's a big mental thing that comes up with playing with LeBron. Because think about it. LeBron goes, drives, attracts all this attention, passes it to you. You're holding the ball in your hand. You're like, yo, I cannot miss this.
Yeah.
That's the mentality. You shoot it. If you make it, yeah, let's go. If you miss it, I let everybody down. Yeah. But LeBron did all that to give me the ball, and I missed it. It's a lot of pressure, man.
A lot of pressure. That's very true. A lot of pressure playing.
A quick side note: I've been doing a lot of like work on the psychological side, just understanding things. And like I got a couple of film sessions that are gonna come out soon on my YouTube channel, and just being able to understand those things, like the mental aspect of the game, that's the biggest part.
Mm.
That's the biggest part. And you learn about psychology, you learn about like so many things. Like basketball has done so much for me, man. It's helped me. It's helped me understand.
It relates to everything in life, man. Like
Mhm.
the perfect metaphor. If you miss a shot, move on.
You feel like you let him down.
Yeah,
Like by him giving you the ball, like it's metaphorical, but it's crazy. It's like by LeBron giving you the ball, he's telling you, I trust you.
I believe in you. I
I
like.
believe in you.
I really, yeah, I like you. So
You know?
it's almost like I don't. It's not even like I want to make this shot because I want to help the team win. It's like I don't even want to let you
Yeah.
down. It's more like I don't want to let LeBron down, and then I don't want to let the team down. Almost.
Mhm.
I mean that's the thing with Kyrie though, and like I think he was just like I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck like if you're LeBron, if you're
But LeBron's a distributor too. LeBron's a distributor of basketball, so like it was cool with him. That's what helps with the LeBron situation. That LeBron's a pass first guy.
Mm.
He's always been pass first.
So he almost like he expects people to miss. Obviously, like
Yeah.
no one's gonna make every shot, right? So he
So when you used to watch those old Cavs teams, you'll notice that LeBron in the first quarter will have like 4, 4, and 4, like that type of stats, like 3, 4, and 4, or 6, 4, and 5, or like stuff like that.
yeah,
His goal was always to get everybody else going.
right.
So when he would play with the Cavs, it was always, I don't know if you noticed, but Kevin Love would get all the shots. Kevin Love would
Yeah,
get all
yeah,
the shots in the first quarter,
yeah. Every
like breaking records. Like I think at some point he scored like 30 and like
yeah,
yeah, was it in I don't want to say a quarter. Did he score 30 in a quarter?
he popped off. Yeah, one quarter. I don't even remember. It was
Mm.
like fucking 30 or something.
But that's what LeBron does, man. Sets everybody up. But as he's throwing the ball, it's where the psychology comes in. He's collecting information.
Right.
Like, okay, this is how they're playing. Okay, this is what's going on. Da, da, da.
It's
You know,
crazy you
and
say
then
that.
he's just going on about it.
Yeah, I just remember because every action the Cavs ran, the first play of the game was to Kevin Love.
Kevin Love.
Yeah, this is like a
Kevin Love. The first
yeah
all the time.
for a Kevin Love post up, and then you just go to work. Yeah, damn, that is true. I forgot about that.
Mm.
LeBron's
And
got
what that does is it sets up the rest of the game. So pay close attention when you see like NBA games when they start the game, they always run a play, right? Most of the time, that play they'll just run it. They run it against a set defense to see how they play defense against you, right? So most of the time, there's probably going to be like a pin down. There'll probably be like a cross screen, and then it's going to end up in like either a handoff and then ball screen.
Mm.
Basically, what the coaches are trying to see, they're trying to see how defense is going to play you. So they just run like an audible, they just run any play,
Mm.
just for you to be able to see what defense is gonna do.
Switching or not, or
Switching,
tagging
they're
up.
going under, they're doing this, they're doing that. Boom, boom, boom. They run that, and then after they get into, they most of the time they'll run into the last thing that what coaches really want to know is what kind of ball screen defense they're playing. What are they playing with the ball screen? So once the screen comes up, they see it, they collect that information, and the next play they just go. And that's how you notice that NBA teams don't really go into droughts like that. Like they do, but it's not like high school or colleges or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they always have a solution. They always have a solution.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like chess, man.
Because at that level, man, everyone's so skilled. It's almost like
Mm-hmm.
skill doesn't even matter at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's only about adjustments and matchups.
100%.
Mm.
100%. That's why at that point, like guys are not really running plays. Like that's my thing. Like a lot of coaches are stuck on this is what I want to run. I want to run this because it looks good or whatever. It gives the coaches like I guess this little ego boost that I ran this so it looks good as like that. But not teach your kids how to play. Teach them how to recognize mismatch and how to attack them, and just teach them that.
Mm.
Because the best coaches don't say anything. They let the guys figure it out. Because we ran through this in practice. You guys are able to do it. Now you guys go out there, execute.
You understand when you got a little on a big man, give it into the big man to the post. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely. You'll get stuck by you just saying running plays, by you saying, okay, just run the play and not teaching them what kind of reads to make out of the play. You'll get stuck at some point.
so do you think even like teaching the plays and understanding, like teaching the players know that there's reads off of it, it's still not beneficial because it's still in a sense robotic?
No. So I think you have to reverse engineer it. Okay. I think if you really want to have your players understand a play, I think you have to reverse engineer it. What I mean by that is if you're just saying, okay, guys, first of all, we're going to start off with a pass to the wing. Okay. We're going to start off with a pass to the wing. And then we're going to go into, I don't know, a weave into a ball screen, for example. Right. I think you have to teach your players what to look for. Okay. Because you start off with the last thing and then you make it work. So if you start off with the ball screen, you're kind of able to teach your players that, okay, the ball screen, if they do this, if they show hard on this, you have a slip. If they switch, how do we attack that switch?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So if you start off with that, the players have more confidence and the play just looks nicer. But I don't understand why no coaches do that. I don't understand why coaches spend so much time teaching, okay, we're going to pass the ball. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But then what happens if the defense takes away the wing? Takes away that first pass.
Yeah,
What do you do?
What do I do? Yeah.
And as a coach, you have to be accountable. You have to take that and be like, I didn't do a good job enough to teach.
In that situation, if let's say a wing player is getting denied, the wing player backdoors.
Backdoors.
And then the ball handler goes to the wing himself, waits for the screen roll.
So you got to teach like how to flow into stuff. So I think the most important thing in today's game, like we talked about it, shooting is the separator, right? Because if all your players are able to shoot, it creates gravity. Okay. And by gravity, for the listeners who don't know, gravity is basically from which part of the court, okay, that you are a threat to score the basketball. Okay. And that's going to determine how the help defense is going to play you. So if you look at Steph Curry and Dame Lillard, unlimited gravity, 4-point line, 4-point line. But if you look at somebody like Ben Simmons, okay, no, I'm just giving two extremes. But if you look at somebody like Ben Simmons, you probably don't have to close him out. You're probably going to stay in the paint when he's outside of the three, right? Whereas Steph Curry, you have to go out and play him. You get what I'm saying? So number one, understand that work on the skill, work on shooting. That's going to create that gravity for your players. Okay. And right after that, teaching them how to play in space. So understand that when the help defense is like this, what do you do? When the defense is here, what do you do? How do you attack once you beat your guy? And all those little things, just for them to be able to play off the fly. Because now the game is becoming more and more. You get an advantage, keep it going. You play.
Use it to your advantage. Whatever's working, work it. Milk the shit out of it. Yeah.
I'll tell you, for instance, what the thing is. So if you pay attention, I don't know if we'll be able to show it after, but when they play defense on the Lakers, you'll notice that defensively, there's the main spots you want to block on defense. Okay, are the elbows. You got to have somebody at the nail, right? The middle of the free throw line. And also the boxes, the elbows. Okay. You'll notice that when you start paying attention to that, you'll notice that most defensive possessions, because in the NBA, they can't stay under the key. They can't stay in the key, right?
Right.
You notice that the best defensive possessions, those spots are always filled, because that means that the offense can't get into the paint, can't get into the paint, and then spray out to shooters. Okay. Right. So when the Lakers play and they have like certain mismatches that is happening. What's happening because I'm talking about the Lakers because we were talking about Lakers, you'll notice that there's no space to drive. Like it just looks clogged up.
It just looks so clogged, man. That's the thing. Yeah.
So when that's mostly because you look at somebody like Andre Drummond doesn't have any gravity. Right? When Drummond and AD are on, teams will be okay with AD shooting more than him going to the basket.
Yeah,
You know,
teams are just cool with AD shooting at this
cool
point.
with 80 shooting.
They're just cool with it, huh? Like,
Hmm. But you look at also Andre Drummond. You never know once Andre Drummond catches the ball in the low post. What AD and Andre Drummond have to learn. Have I'm saying learn like they're not NBA players, but I think they have to do a better job of like playing off of each other. Like if Andre Drummond is on the in the mid post or at the box, posting up on the low block, AD has to go underneath the block, give more space. But because the 3-out to win, it couldn't work. They will dominate the boards, but the only thing is just that you know they're not places.
I'm surprised they're not playing more high-low action with those two.
That would be deadly.
You know,
That would be
Andre Drummond at the top, quick seal AD, because AD's once he gets down there, like he's not missing. Like
bro. Even Braun,
even Braun, yeah, yeah, yeah. And
even Braun as a screener.
that's a result of not playing together enough, you know?
Enough.
I think that's the thing. Yeah.
Mm,
And I mean,
mm,
Drummond's gonna learn, man. He's gotta learn
mm.
quick. Like he's
Yeah,
because he's never been in a system where they need, he's been, where they actually need him to like actually understand how to play basketball.
mm,
Like he's really gotta like understand like what we're trying to get out of this, possession. Like this is what we're,
100%.
you know. So I don't know. Man, have you ever thought about this? Have you noticed never has anyone like no one's ever been like, I want to go out and practice my LeBron dribbling or like I want to be as good of a shooter as LeBron. I want to be, you know what I mean? Like people go out like,
Mm,
oh, I want to learn the Kobe fadeaway. I want to learn the D Wade,
mm,
James Harden, Manu Ginobili side like Euro step. I want to,
mm,
but I've never, as for me, I've never been like, yo, fuck, man, like LeBron's ball handling is sick. Like I'm gonna fucking,
yeah,
go,
yeah.
and that's uh that's my argument when I say that Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, yeah, but if you're looking at the skill, right? LeBron's skill is passing. Most people don't want to pass the ball. Like,
Yeah,
that's literally his skill is that he just dissects a defense by himself. Could you imagine if LeBron played with Steph? Could you imagine how
my
much of a field, how much of a field day both of these guys would have? Can you imagine?
because he's a playmaker too. He can make plays for other
Mm.
guys.
And why KD and Steph and like on those Warriors, why it worked is because Steph is so dangerous off the ball because of gravity. Again,
Right,
somebody who's able to be outside of the three, almost across half court, and still draw a defender that close to him, that opens up for the rest of the teammates.
right. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah,
Mm.
remember in that
So
series.
now imagine, LeBron's in the low post. Imagine we have the exact same Lakers team that we have, right? LeBron in the low post. Take out one of those players and put Steph Curry, and make Steph Curry take 3 steps back towards half court. How much space? How much space does LeBron have now?
Right, right, right.
Like
Yeah, I would do
you
anything.
said it. You said it, and I'm very happy you said that. Shooting,
Such an asset,
shooting.
and such an asset. That's the thing. I really don't want to put Giannis in my top 10 because he can't shoot, man. Like, and we'll get into this as well. We'll get into rookie of the year and everything. I want your opinion on that. I really do. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. It's just you're such a liability on the court. If you're so easy to defend if you can't shoot in today's day and age. And I'm not saying be a sniper like, Dame, Clay, or Steph or anything like that.
Mhm.
But like, if you got an open jumper, you better fucking hit it. Like
Yeah,
right. And like, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see if Giannis can develop a shot. We'll see if Ben Simmons can hit the rim any time soon. But um, so let's get into awards, man. I want your opinion on this. So the MVP finalists were Steph, Embiid, and Jokic. Who do you give it to?
I think Jokic is gonna have it. I
Mhm.
think the media has a big part into most of these awards. They've been talking about Jokic all year, so Jokic is gonna get it.
Mm.
I would have I would have said I would have said Steph.
Me too.
I would have said Steph. And it's funny because if you would have made the players vote, I think the players would have said Steph. Like who do they hate? Who do they hate guarding?
Mm.
Who creates? You can't relax when you're guarding Steph. And I think the media guys are gonna say that it's Steph. That no, they're gonna say that it's Jokic. Sorry,
Mm.
because they want that. You know, they kind of want to revive that the big man and what.
You
Like
can't
they're gonna
blame
say
the
that.
players either, though, man. Like a lot of people, like I feel like with Steph especially, I don't think a lot of players in the league like the fact that this light skinned dude that came from, a pretty, well-rounded family, had a dad that
Mm,
in the NBA,
mm,
just come into the league and just like that's the thing with Steph all these years. A lot of people have animosity against him, even LeBron, like
right,
all the years with
but you see that's the thing with NBA players. Like NBA players go through it. 82 game season, chartered flights, practices. If you make it to the playoffs, you're playing like in some cases you're playing 100 games in a season. Like they might hate you, but they'll respect you. And
mm,
I think the MVP is about respect. Who represents our league? And I
right.
think if they were to make a decision now after what Steph did in April, would have been Steph, you know? But
The
also at the same time, giving Jokic his respect too for what he did.
mm,
So
I
either or, I would be good with, but I think Jokic is gonna take it.
I do think so. Yeah, Jokic is for sure winning it. It's
Mhm.
pretty much a lock.
Mhm.
But I think the meaning of MVP is a little ambiguous. It
Absolutely,
doesn't mean it doesn't actually mean what it stands for. Most valuable.
yeah,
If you're
yeah,
really thinking most valuable, bro, like how do you not give it to Chris Paul? You know what I mean?
yeah. How does LeBron not have 7 of those? If you
Right?
think about it, like I think that's what they're saying. I think it's just is it an offensive award?
Mm. They
Is it
either
the stats
yeah,
award?
they either gotta give another like they gotta like start a new award that says like best offensive player or you know, and then
Hmm.
leave the MVP to actually what it means. Yeah,
Hmm.
they got to do something with it because it hasn't made sense in a while. Like I remember the
Hmm.
year Dirk won it in, I believe, what was it, 06?
Hmm.
I remember the reasoning behind that was he was the best player on the best team in the league in the Western Conference.
Right, but
You
they'll
know,
say whatever just to make what they decided sound right.
right.
That's what I don't like.
And that's the thing. I remember Kobe was on one that year, and I was wondering why he didn't get it, um, and that's Dirk was the best player, even though his stats weren't even like near what Kobe was doing, right?
Hmm.
He was still
Yeah,
the best player on the best team. So
yeah.
there's a lot of ambiguity. I can't even say the word.
Yeah.
With that award. So I mean, yeah, man, I would give it to Steph because he's absolute. Like, if you take Steph out of that, off of the Warriors, like they don't even like come close. Like, not even.
Right, right, right. But that comes to the construction of the roster too, right? Like, it's the same thing as Steph, same thing as LeBron. I said when you're talking about valuable player, you're like the team doesn't function without LeBron. Team
Yeah,
doesn't function without Steph. You know,
well, yeah,
they'll be competitive. They'll be competitive, but it's not. It looks weird. You know.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas if you're looking at Brooklyn, you take out one of them, you can still function with two. You take out two, James Harden was on average a triple double. Like it's that's where my thing is with MVP. MVP, you talk about most valuable. I think there's an under. I think the media, because they're the ones that vote, right? I think most of them haven't played high level basketball. No, but for real, like I think like some of them
Like,
haven't played high value basketball, high level basketball, and they don't really understand that concept of like a player that's valuable to his team.
Right.
You know,
Hmm.
that's why they need to have more players, more ex players come back and do these things.
Yeah, they got like fucking Chris Broussard doing it. That guy pisses me off. Something about him. Like, no hate on Chris Broussard, but like,
Yeah.
man, when that guy talks, I'm like, shut up,
Mm.
you know? But let's get it. So, defensive player of the year. I mean, defensive player of the year. What do you measure defensive player of the year? Like defense, like is it, you know, personally I would give it to Ben Simmons because I think he can guard 1 to 5.
Mm.
So, I mean, you
Who are
can
your finalists?
I know it was Gobert, Ben Simmons, um, and then who was the last guy? Here, I'll tell you right now. Rudy Gobert, Ben Simmons, Draymond Green. Wow.
Mm.
I mean, Draymond.
I think they'll go with Ben.
Yeah.
I think they'll go with Ben because Philly finished first.
Hmm. But that's the thing. Like, fuck. Like, I
And
hate.
like you said, he could go 1 through 5. But like you said, I see where you're going with this. There has to be like a like this is what we're basing it off of.
Right. Like,
Like,
set a
do we have to
criteria.
give these people like a grade sheet? Like, okay, how many positions can he guard? What position is team finishing? You know, do we have to do that? Because
Right. Personally, I think they should take out team record out of it. When it comes to, I mean, something like a award like defensive player of the year. Would you? I guess you gotta put in team record. You have to. There's no way. There's no fucking.
yeah,
I was trying to think
I
of a
think
way that
I
you.
think I think I think what's misunderstood too is like you got to see who's guarding the best players on the team. You
Mm,
know, like what's your matchup? I think that's something they got to pay close attention to. But don't forget the media. The media watches these games on replay, so they see highlights. They see like these things. Some of them don't. They don't have the chance to watch everybody play every game,
mm.
right? But for you to understand that, I'm surprised that they're not talking about Drew Holiday. That's a defensive machine.
That guy's locks.
I'm surprised he hasn't won. He hasn't won one yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a guy, but I would say Ben Simmons.
I would say so too.
Based on who they have, I would say Ben Simmons.
Drew Holiday, man. Yeah, fuck. He's a beefy guy too. He locks your shit.
Drew Holiday is a big guard, 6'4", can guard 1 through 5.
1 through 5. I agree.
6'4", 230.
I agree. And with Gobert, that guy just he gets crossed up a lot, man. So that's why I can't. I always see him getting fucking torched. I always see him getting fucking just spun around. Rightfully so. It is against Steph. Like
Mhm.
Steph's like literally spun him around like a few times, but like
Defense is one of those things that if you take the numbers and the stats, like it makes sense if you use that as your argument. It makes sense. Okay. Like the way that Utah plays, you can tell that they score a lot because Gobert helps them out a lot at the rim. Like everything kind of like ties in together, kind of thing, right? So because he provides with such rim protection, sometimes he blocks shots, sometimes he doesn't even block shots. He just hands miss layup. Anytime you get a miss layup on one end, most of the time it leads to miss layup on the other end.
mm,
And that's where like players like that like have like so much value.
right.
That's why Gobert at 7, what is he, 7'2"?
7-1, 7-2, yes.
7'2".
Yeah.
Every year he'll be in there
Right, right.
because of the wingspan and the impact that he has
Mm.
up and down.
He almost like alters shots in a way for him and his team to get the rebound to go right away and like
Yes, sir.
transition to the other way.
Yes, sir. Helps
Yeah.
their offense.
Right. I get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, that's not like I'm
Yeah.
not really like excited for that, but like
Mm-hmm.
it is one of the awards. So most improved, Jeremy Grant, Julius Randle, Michael Porter Jr. So
That's a no-brainer.
Julius Randle, he's on.
Randall.
Yeah.
That's Randall.
Is
It's a
he
wrap.
is he all NBA? Is he first team all NBA? Low key, super low key.
I think they'll take into factor like how many games everybody played and stuff like that. But if he's all NBA, there could be a case for it, but also he's playing in a big market. Like people hate it when I say this, but it's true. Because he's doing what he's doing in New York, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now I'm joking, but you see what I'm saying. But like he's gonna get a lot of recognition just because he's doing this in Madison Square Garden.
And because the Knicks shit for so long now, it's like, oh,
yo, think about this. Russell Westbrook has averaged triple-double for 4 years straight. How are we not talking about him being in the top guards of all time? How are we not talking about that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Russ is weird though. It's like when you watch him play, he's so out of control and like takes stupid ass shots sometimes. Something about him. Like that's
you gotta watch. You gotta watch. I know. Just based on what you said, I could tell that you checked out of watching Russ games ever since KD left. I could tell just by what you're saying. You have to watch him play. Like, yes, the shots don't fall, but most of the time he's taking the shots because that's what defense is giving him.
I just think he thinks he's a better shooter than he is, and he's not a good shooter.
I don't think he's a better shooter. I think he's stubborn. There's a difference.
And that's why he'll never win a championship, man. That's the thing. Like a lot of people like he's just gonna go down as another Iverson, a guy that really changed the game, like an icon. He did this, he did that. He had that attitude about him. He was, he didn't give a fuck attitude. But like at the end of the day, where do we like Iverson? He was an icon. He he was a lot of kids. He was the guy. But at the end of the day, Iverson, we can't put him top 20. Like, do you put Iverson top 20? Do you put him top 30? No, because he never won. He wasn't a leader. Like,
yeah, I could see both ways.
He's just gonna be another Iverson, man. But like, in 10 years, we're gonna be like, damn, like Russell Westbrook. Like, remember that guy? Like,
but my point of saying that, my point of just saying that was just because he's doing that in Washington and OKC. If Russell Westbrook went to Brooklyn or went to New York Knicks or went to Miami and averaged a triple-double, more people would be talking about him.
You think so?
I think so. It's all about the market that you're playing in.
I think he's getting the publicity, he's getting rightfully the publicity he deserves.
I think it's the market that you're playing. Because think about it this way. Players like Kyle Kuzma, players like Tyler Hero, like in some situations, like pretty average, right?
No,
but just because you played for Miami, just because you played for Brooklyn, automatically it gives you more credibility to the other teams.
And you got a
badass girlfriend. So Kuzma, if Kuzma's a restricted free agent, somebody will give him the max. Yeah. Somebody in the NBA will give him the max. Either to take him away from the Lakers or to make him their franchise. Somebody's going to take him the max. Same way with Tyler Hero. You're telling me nobody's going to, like, if Tyler Hero's available, you're telling me nobody's giving him the max?
A bucket, bro. He's a bucket on and off the court. Shout out Katya Henry, man. That guy's, he's the man. That guy is the man.
I love Tyler.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's such a dick. You know what I mean? He's such a.
You need some of that to be able to.
Yeah, especially
to advance.
Fuck, he's such a douchebag. I'd hate like if I saw him on the street, I'd be like, that guy just looks like a fucking douche. But
a bucket though.
Absolute bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, I have his jersey, so I can't say anything. Sick ass last name. Do you ever like wish your name was Tyler Hero? Like.
And the NBA, they'll be like, yo, he's playing hero ball in the last 4 minutes.
And I don't know who I heard this from. There was a source, but people in Miami like praise that guy like a god right now. Like he's like, for some reason, like after last season's playoffs in the bubble, like he's just like known to be like.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Being praised like a fucking king in Miami. Like think about that, bro. Shout out Tyler Hero, man. We need that guy on the pod. I need that guy on the pod.
We need him.
Okay, next category. This is where I'm getting hyped for. Rookie of the mother freaking year. Tell me. I really want to know what you think. And I really
Number wise, playing who you have. People hate me for this. I don't give straight answers, but it's just because I could see both ways. Like it only makes sense, like from a basketball standpoint, it only makes sense to give it to Anthony Edwards. It makes sense. But talking about flashy, you talk about highlights, somebody that talked about all year.
House of LaMelo, baby.
Yeah, LaMelo made it to the playoffs. Even though it's not only him, he still made it to the playoffs. They might want to build a little buzz going into next year. They want to help Jordan with his draft pick. You know,
Right.
like that's what I'm saying. There's a lot that goes into this shit, man.
Right.
I understand that the NBA is a business.
So what the NBA is probably gonna do is probably gonna do co-rookie of the year. It's only right.
It's only right.
They've done that before too. I
Yeah,
forgot that they've done that. So that's
yeah.
probably what's gonna be, man.
I think
Super low
I,
key.
I think it was I want to say Grant Hill and Jason Kidd.
Was it that year? I
I
don't
want to say it was Grant Hill and Jason Kidd.
swear there was a more recent year in the past like 10 years, but I just can't put a
I want to say Grant Hill and Jason Kidd.
So my thing with the rookie of the year is I need LaMelo to win it because I've fully invested in that guy long term with basketball cards. So I have like 7 or 8 LaMelos right now, man, waiting to just pop off, and I need that guy to win
You
rookie
need him, but it's only gonna go up. Lamelo is like
because of
it's only gonna go up.
his pull and his publicity and his clout, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my thing, so what worries me about LaMelo, man, is personally, I think Ant-Man has more upside because
Right.
he's more athletic. I would say, almost.
You know what saves Anthony? Sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off. Keep that thought, but just piggybacking on that. You know what really helped him though is that throughout the season we saw clips of Anthony Edwards, and he actually has a lot of charisma. He's actually funny, and that helped him a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
but continue. Sorry,
yeah.
Continue. You got me
Oh, I
excited.
agree, man. He's gonna help the NBA with his charisma. He doesn't give a fuck. He says whatever he
He's so
wants.
funny,
I love
man.
that. I love that for a young guy like that too. He's not afraid, right? He says whatever
Mm-hmm.
he wants. He's funny. No, but yeah, man. I don't know. That's the thing. Like with me, I really want LaMelo. Like between Ant Man and LaMelo, I think Ant Man has more potential because he's more athletic and just as skilled and arguably even more than LaMelo. He's skilled,
Mm-hmm.
man. Ant Man is skilled. Like if you watch him play, he can shoot. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care what you say, and like he's only gonna become a better shooter. And another thing that scares me about LaMelo is I hate his form. I hate his shot. Like it goes in, like he shot a decent percentage this year,
Mm-hmm.
but something about it, I just feel like it's not gonna be sustainable for a long period of time unless he changes his form or whatever, you
Yeah.
know? And like the good thing, like what Melo can like work on, like what Melo's like good for, and like he can like hold on to for like a long career is he doesn't need athleticism. He doesn't play off athleticism.
No. Yeah.
Or length, smarts,
I think
playmaking.
his finishes are. It's hard to time his finishes. So for shot blockers, it's very hard to block Lamelo. It's very hard
Hmm,
because you never know if he's gonna take a jump shot off one, if he's
right,
gonna reverse. You know, if he's gonna go up for the dunk. That unpredictability, like it helps him.
right. Yeah, man. It's just I don't know. He's such a like he's such a like polarizing figure. I feel like he can be
Hmm.
for the years to come, but
Yeah.
and I really hope Melo wins just for my own investment.
Yeah. I wish you the best too, man.
Oh, man, fuck. But and man, he's I think he's person. Yo, Memphis is up 3 right now. For viewers that don't know, we are currently it is 8:04 p.m. Pacific time. It's 11:04 down there. God damn. I am currently watching the Memphis Utah game 1, third quarter, 9:15 left. Memphis up 3. Yo, Jonas Valanciunas, low key top 5 center in the league.
He can hoop, but yo, there I don't. I don't think. Like I said that before. I said Utah and Phoenix were gonna lose in the first round. I said that before, and people thought I was crazy. I just don't think. I just think Utah is like a Milwaukee.
A little bit.
That's my take. Like I just think like Utah's kind of like a Milwaukee. Like think about it. They're playing this game one without Donovan Mitchell.
Mm.
When Donovan Mitchell's gonna come back, how is that gonna be?
Yeah.
You
Do
know,
you even put Donovan Mitchell as a superstar right now? Like, do you even consider
borderline. He's
borderline?
almost. He's him and Jamal Murray are like borderline.
Donovan Mitchell, little more so on the
More
superstar,
so, more. Yeah.
but Jamal Murray, I remember, dude, in the bubble, that was one of the most insane things.
Yo, I can't believe I saw that. I can't believe what I was. I can't. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
He was God.
You know, Jamal Murray went to the school that I'm coaching at now, right?
Orangeville.
Yeah,
Yo, shout out Orangeville, man. Shout out
yeah.
Jamal Murray.
I'm telling you,
Fucking
and
love.
like it was just insane just seeing it.
Also, can we normalize saying that J. Cole playing pro is ludicrous? I don't like that, man.
Why?
There are so many people working hard and striving to play pro. Guys that I know, guys
Hmm.
that I know I've played with that want to play pro, and this guy gets a pro contract off of his name. Come on, man. I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Hmm.
Like
Did you watch any games?
of J. Cole?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. And I'm probably not going to. My thing is like
Uh,
I'm sure he's a good player, but he's a decent player, but believe me, I know about 20 dudes that are better than this dude that can't even get a shot to play,
mhm.
you know. And
That's
it
it.
can we please normalize, like, what do you think on that? Am I totally ludicrous for saying that? Because he's J. Cole, the one and only savior.
The thing is, from what I've from my sources, because I'm well connected.
Okay.
Because so I'm not gonna throw my sources out there, but I've been hearing that J. Cole was out there, out in Africa, like from like it's been a month. Like I've heard from friends that he was out there. Okay,
What do you mean?
like before the news broke out. You notice how the news broke out and he was playing his game like the next day.
Hmm.
I knew like a month prior.
Say word.
Yeah, I knew a month prior that J. Cole was out there. I'm telling you. So with that being said, um, based on what I'm seeing, also like combining that with just seeing him like working out with Brickley at the at the
Yeah, the training,
at
like,
the gym, yeah, at the gym in New York. If he works hard and he earns it, let him have it, man. Damn.
man, I don't, but that's the thing, man. Like, is he even like that though? Like, I can almost like guarantee and promise you that I personally know 20 guys that deserve a spot on a professional basketball team more than,
Right, but how many of them want to go to Africa to go play?
I mean, if they get offered, bro,
Right,
I mean,
but
my point is he shouldn't even be given the opportunity or the chance to be playing on a pro team because of his name. Because do you really think that team he's playing for needs, like, they looked at J. Cole's game and was like, this guy is the guy we need? Obviously, they brought him in because of his name, more tickets, more sales, obviously, like,
mhm.
I just don't like that, man. I don't know. It's like the whole thing with boxing. Like, you see guys like Logan Paul and Jake Paul like getting like professional fights and stuff like that. And there's like dudes in the trenches like been training for years and they don't get a shot. But then a couple of YouTubers get their shot.
Yeah,
Fight against Floyd Mayweather because of their name. I don't know. I just don't like that, man. I don't. I don't care. And people love J. Cole. People, ride for that guy, and you know, all glory to him. But I don't know. I mean, he's only 6'2". I just searched it up. I was like, yo, if this guy's 6'6", then maybe, like, I don't know, maybe he can like hit a jumper, like,
yeah.
all right, but like he's
But
6'2".
most like not most, but like it's not uncommon to see rappers play sports. You know, like 2 Chainz had a D1
Oh, I
scholarship.
agree. No. I
You
agree. But
know,
like that's the thing. If J. Cole had that, like if J. Cole was like a well-renowned player coming out of high school, played a couple years in D2, D1, then maybe, then yeah, then I'd be like, all right, so this guy can hoop. Like he's been hooping. But like just off some C Brickley workout videos, like I don't know, man. It just doesn't sit well with me.
hmm
You know, I sound salty and I don't really give a shit. Like people are gonna listen to this and be like, oh, Mo just hates J. Cole. Mo just has something against J. Cole. I don't. I don't. I mean, I don't really like his music. That's just me. But he's also not six
uh,
six. He's 6'2". I'm looking at it right. Also, one more thing. I hate the narrative of when people say Steph Curry is a small guy. When they're like, "Oh, he's just a small, fragile guy, like changes the game." He's not small. Steph Curry isn't small by any
isn't
means.
he like 6'3"?
He's 6'3", bro. I watched him play a couple years ago when KD was in his last year against on the Warriors. What year was that? 2018.
Yeah, you went down there.
I went to Portland to watch him play against Dame. Bro, Steph Curry is big. He's a big dude. He's a big dude. Pause.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Pause. Like
I'm telling you.
he's decked out too. Like he's he's not skinny by any means. If anything, Dame is small. Damian Lillard is small.
Mm,
And
I think Dame's like 6'2".
Dame, yeah, I think Dame's like 6'1", 6'2", but
Mm.
man, people just need to stop talking. Just need to end that narrative that Steph Curry is a small guy that changed the game and anyone can do it. No, Steph Curry is not small.
He's not.
No, I don't care what you say. Like he's
Oh
like
man.
if he was in CIS, I mean it is CIS, he would be one of the bigger guys.
Yeah, he'd be a big guard.
He'd be a huge guard. Like,
That's
please,
how you know. That's how you know we got so much catching up to do, man.
man, like stop lying to the kids, Sports Center, ESPN, stop. Like, I'm sure he was small in high school, like grew into his body, but no, man. No. No. Fuck. Man, are you watching this game though?
Yeah. Oh man, you're hilarious, man.
When are you like when are you actually coming to Van though? Like what
I'm
exactly?
trying to plan. I'm planning on coming this summer. So
But yo, what's the move though? Like are you coming like here for you just want to come chill?
come chill, come visit. You know,
Okay. So did you know that you were gonna probably stay with me or were you like
I was like planning on like just going, getting a
just go
hotel.
see
You
what,
know, yeah,
see what happens?
I'm telling you, man. Like, there's the pandemic has like taken away a lot of fears that I've had. Like, I just do things now.
Just do things like
Just do things.
shit.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, damn, that's one like started this podcast during the pandemic. If this podcast ever becomes, something like insanely influential, I'll be like, started this during COVID, man.
Yo, I'm telling you,
Anything is possible.
anything is possible.
Man, are you tired right now? I feel like I want to like end this convo because you're tired. Are you tired?
Nah. No. Nah.
Yo, Seb, man, Sebastian, man, that guy. So he doesn't answer me for a few days,
hmm
right? And I message him. I'm like, you may never answer again. He's like, bro, stop doing that goofy shit, man. Please stop acting like that. We're grown men.
Yo, man.
You talk to him every day?
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Every day, huh?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. That's my bro, man.
So, man, Actually, I want to talk to you. I want to ask you about this.
Mhm.
Are you like your position at Orangeville right now? Do you are
Yeah.
you responsible for recruiting?
Yeah. So I assist our head coach with anything that he needs. If he has any recruits and stuff like that, like we try to get him on board.
So what? I know it's a very generic question and maybe
Yeah.
a generic answer, but what do you look for in a kid? Like, a kid that's maybe hasn't gone a lot of looks coming out of high school, really
Right.
edge of
Right.
taking the next step. Like, what makes you tell your head coach, no, don't look at this guy. He's
Hmm.
done. Like, don't even like bother looking at him. And what makes you say this guy's worth looking at? Like, this is a guy that.
So yeah. So obviously height. Obviously, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you height was something. But but height is not the only thing, right? Like there's unique talent out there, and like that comes into a factor when you go and you watch these games. Obviously, last year we weren't able to go watch any games and whatnot, but there's a it factor that comes in with the player, and that tends to show when things get hard, like either if it's within the game or like any like scenarios like that. So when you go watch these games, you're looking at players. Obviously, every coach is going to have different players. They're going to recruit to what they want to play, what type of style they want to play, and whatnot. But one I will say is coaches always look for someone who shoots.
Hmm,
They don't want any headaches, right? So no knuckleheads. So if you're throwing a fit on the bench,
yeah.
probably not a good look. Um, Let me see, but it also depends, right? It depends which positions you have to fill in and all these things, you know. But I will say anybody that could shoot, anybody that could rebound, anybody that could play defense,
Hmm,
you have a shot.
right. That's a lot of times. I know a lot of guys come up to me and they're like, "Coach, like, I had like 30 that game. I didn't, even get a look." And they went and talked to my big man, and it's just like they probably needed a big man. They don't need a guard.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So,
Or also, you got to think about it also. If you average 30, the higher up you go in basketball, the more the pool becomes better, right? So if you're averaging 30 in high school, when you go play college, everybody that's on your team literally has scored 30 at some point,
right.
you know? So if you're a player looking to try to get into a team, what you have to tell yourself is if you're looking to, let's say, give your tape to a team and there's a team you really want to play for, what you have to do is one, look at their playing style, see if that fits, see how you would fit into that offense, see who's ahead of you in the recruiting charts, right? See who they recruited the year that you're coming in. See, not their chart, the depth chart. See how many players at your position there is, right? So these are all things that you have to be able to bring in. And also, I will say, and this is where I learned from my mistakes: do one thing extremely well. Like, don't be okay at everything. Do one thing extremely well. Like, if you're a rebounder, be the best rebounder. If you're setting screens, be the best screen setter. If you're a shooter, be the best shooter. Because at the end of the day, when the higher up you go in basketball, like the generic players is okay in high schools and like first year colleges, first year prep schools and things like that. When you make it NCAA or you want to make it NCAA or you want to make it like whatever NBA or whatever, they have to be able to look on the bench and be like, this guy's gonna bring me this.
Mm.
So if you do everything good, you don't stand a chance. So that's something that I learned along the way, right? Like I was just okay as a player. So I understood after why I got cut. I was just an okay player, you
Mm.
know? So the coach is like, why am I gonna go out of my way to make a roster spot for you if you don't specialize in anything?
You almost got to like commit and like tell yourself that you're going to commit to one particular aspect of the game, whether it be rebounding, defense,
Right.
you know.
Because what's gonna happen is when things get hard in the game, you're gonna revert. The psychology is gonna be like you're just gonna go to your strength.
Mm.
So if I'm a shooter, when things get hard, if I have a last shot, I'm going to shoot it. I'm not going to drive to the basket. What I want to do first is I want to shoot. I'm not going to drive.
Mm.
If I'm a post player, when things get hard, I'm going to be posting up. I'm not going to be taking jump shots. You know, so you got to master something.
Mm. Right. Is there anything, let's just say, attitude wise, in a when you're recruiting a kid, or the way a kid texts you back,
Mm-hmm.
that turns you off about him, and he's just like, yo, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, what's
Yeah.
something that, like, that's not, the cliche set of criteria that falls in the recruiting? Like, is there something like bad spelling in a message that,
No, I don't.
you
I
know?
don't. I don't think so. I think what's most important is that you have to build a relationship with the kid, right?
Mm.
So, you got to build a relationship with the kid. You got to build a relationship with the decision maker on their side. So, like, if they're a young high school kid, the decision maker is like either going to be like a coach, or if the parents is going to be the parents, right? If the parents don't know anything, they're going to hand over like, oh, coach, help us make the best decision. Their high school coach or whatever,
Mm.
right? So what's most important is just build a relationship and communicate with the coaches, with the parents, with the kid,
Mm.
because then after what will happen is you look past the little mistakes once you talk. If you don't talk with someone a lot, that's when you start creating ideologies within your head. You start creating like, okay, he must not be this or he must not be that. Oh, this means that, this means that. But if you communicate constantly, like most of the time, you tend to filter out the non-important things and just focus on the important stuff.
Right.
So communication helps out. Just build a relationship.
And
That's
just
number one.
understanding, like, at the end of
And
the day.
they'll feel it, eh? Players are smart. They'll feel it. Like when you just want, he just wants me because I'm good. Like they know. You get what I'm saying? Like most of the time, you kind of have to start recruiting like 2 years, 3 years ahead, because it's too late when one of the guys goes to the US and has an amazing tournament. Now everybody wants him, and now you hop in. You're just one of the others. At
Just
the
a
end of the day, they want the real ones. The ones who was with
yeah.
them from the
Who's
beginning.
yeah.
I'm telling you.
Facts. Damn. Yeah, if you can find a kid like that from like that young of an age, and then becomes into what he or she becomes at
Absolutely.
later time, it's like you really know basketball,
Oh, trust me.
right?
Trust me.
Damn, if Memphis wins this series, is John Morant a superstar? Like, you
Hey
consider?
man, we'll see, man. He's just in the second year, so he has a lot of time to grow.
I
I
love
think by
John.
year 4, you'll see what kind of player you're gonna get. Like in the NBA, you tend to see what kind of player what kind of career the player is gonna have by year 4.
Mm.
That's
Man,
when you'll see it.
bro, Luka Doncic came onto the scene with, like, he came in hot.
Mhm.
Like,
Right.
so I think he's gonna be an all timer, and that's why I've also invested in him.
You're doing a good job, man. You're doing good. So
Appreciate you, homie. All right, bro. I'll let you go. I'm getting pretty fucking tired too. So guess what? I had my vaccination yesterday.
yeah.
Team Moderna, baby. So, it's crazy. So I didn't even know. I literally thought it was Pfizer. So it was in a fucking rec center. And we walk in, right? We gotta sign in. There's a huge
Mhm.
lineup. And then I'm like I get to I'm the last person. I'm at the door. Like, I'm the next person to go in. At the last moment, I see the fucking sign on the board that says vaccine Moderna. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I thought it was Pfizer the whole time, but then I'm like, dang, it's Moderna. So I go in, I'm like, fuck it, whatever, man. Like, I don't even care at this point. Like, get it done. And then obviously, like, I didn't know this was a thing, but like, they inject you into your left arm. I don't know. That was like a thing. So the nurses, like the person injecting, they would like roll by, and they're like on the left side, and like, I'm left-handed, so I wanted to hoop that day. So I was like, "Sir, can you do it on my right side?" He's like, "Yeah, man, you're just gonna have to flip your chair." And I'm like the only one that fucking gets up with. So everyone's facing this way, and I'm the only one facing that way. And I'm just like, whatever, man. And man, I ain't gonna lie, my arm feels like it got fucking bludgeoned by a baseball bat right now. Like, it hurts, bro. But
Oh man, I'll let you know how mine goes, man.
when's yours? Are you getting yours?
I don't. I have to call and get a meeting, but make an appointment. Sorry,
Do it.
but
Come to the other side. I'll meet you there.
yeah. My
But
guy.
all right, brother.
No,
There you go.
always appreciate you, man.
Oh,
And
yeah. We'll do this more, man. I like,
oh, we have to, man. We got to. So
especially when you come down here in person. Yeah,
it'll be a vibe. So
all right, brother. Episode
appreciate
12.
you, man. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate you, man. Olivier Jean Charles.
Coach O.
Coach O. Coach O, baby.
Find me at all social medias. Love to chat. So Coach O 365 on all socials.
Episode 12. Enjoy your 24. All right, brother. I'll talk to you.
Peace.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.